if it's not that important and it's not that valuable, I would rather just go talk to AI and go, hey, I got A, B, and C. Can you lay out what's good, what's bad, what's ugly? And then just make the decision off of that. Because normally I'd have to sit down with my notes and I'd write out like different columns of why stuff is good, why stuff is bad, what I would do. And then AI just for me makes me such a clear thinker because lay out your ideas, you can figure out, what's important to you, and then AI can kind of do the heavy lifting mentally.
Welcome to the On-Site Podcast. We chat with contractors, educators, industry professionals about the good, the bad, the ugly, and everything in between. So without further ado, let's fucking get into it. Welcome back to the On-Site Podcast, episode 58. Today we have my good friend Aaron Cox with Stronghold Marketing. Aaron and I actually connected just over a year ago, I think. We were in the midst of trying to grow some technology. I came across this guy online. He was like super into construction and super into AI. And I was like, this is like a match made in heaven. And we kind of fell apart a little bit there for a bit and then reconnected in the last, I don't know, like 3-4 months. I feel like we talk almost every other day. So now we're almost like best buds right now at this point. But no, I'm excited to have you on the podcast. I'm excited to dig into, what is Stronghold Marketing? What do you do? Who's Aaron? And just share with some of the listeners, how brilliant I think you are and brilliant you truly are. So, dude, thanks so much for being here today with us.
That's my pleasure. I appreciate it big time.
Awesome. Dude, so tell us a little bit about who's Aaron.
It was 5:30 on January 28th, and my mother. I'm Aaron. I've been in marketing for the last 11 years. I started as a plumber. I got good with my hands and then eventually started trying to get good, a little better with my brain. Yeah, we help primarily service businesses. So me, Aaron, I own Stronghold Marketing, and I've just been obsessed with anything to do with online forever. And what we do primarily is marketing and helping companies get more leads and make it more efficient.
Cool. So Aaron was born on January 28th. Is that what you said?
Yeah. I also like walks on the beach and
I like slow walks on the beach. I like a black coffee. This is not a dating app, Aaron. This is a podcast. So where were you born and raised?
Calgary, Alberta.
Nice. And you're in Saskatchewan right now?
Currently in Saskatchewan, in this beautiful little town called Elbow.
Okay.
Population of 461 people. So
okay.
My in-laws are out here. We're just spending a little bit of time with family. Certain things in life has kind of made me realize the value of spending time with people you love. So I can work anywhere. So we're just kind of making the best of both worlds currently.
Roadshow. I love that, dude. And that's honestly why I got into this space too, so I can work from anywhere. Really opens the door for you to, have the versatility to, do what you do and what you love from anywhere you want and with the people that you want to be with. So I think that's a great match for you. So January 28th, my birthday's in January as well.
Interesting.
I'm a 17th. So does that mean you're a Capricorn then? What are you?
Believe it or not. So we're close, but not the same. I'm
same, but different.
Yeah, same, but different.
same, but different. So plumber, marketing, but like there's this like insane tech skill that you have with AI, and you didn't even lean into that part. And I think that's, maybe one of your superpowers. It's like a hidden, it's almost like you got a cape on, like you're Superman. And, you've also shared some really insightful things with us in our AI group. And, dude, some days I honestly feel like Superman and I don't even have the skills that you have. Like I wake up and I'm like, holy shit, I can't believe we can do all these creative, unique, wild things. And, we just had a call not that long ago with Toby from Handshake. So we just did a podcast with him. That was the longest podcast I've ever recorded. I think it might have been the last podcast. I don't know exactly. I lose track of where these things land and start, but we just started talking about AI and we just couldn't stop talking about AI. And that here we looked and it was like an hour, 15 minutes into the podcast. And we're like, okay, I guess we're going to stop talking about AI. Have a good day. So I feel like you carry like another skill and ability that's just really unique from like a program perspective and just, some of the tools and assets that you have access to that really probably service your clients, really some of the differentiating characters with you. So tell us a little bit more about like, the AI side of Aaron.
The AI side. So I've just always been curious. New technologies, anything along those lines is just always pulled at my heartstrings. And when AI came out, I started with Dolly, believe it or not. So there was this image generation, OpenAI back in the day. They had these commercials, and it would show like a picture of a chair, and then it would show you typing and saying, "Can you make this chair an avocado?" And
Oh
this is
no.
only 2.5, 3 years ago. So I started going like, "What is this AI thing?" And as soon as we found the ChatGPT and anything related to the AI, it's just there's nothing like it. It makes you, like you said, Brandon, feel like you're a superhuman by being able to utilize these tools because I built websites forever. We do marketing for different businesses, whether it be social media or Google or websites. So if you tie in AI with your existing, what you're already doing, it feels like you're superhuman. What used to take me maybe 3 weeks to build a website, I can do in 3 hours now. It is absolutely stupendous what's possible as long as you know, like, you can have the most powerful gun in the world or the most powerful weapon in the world, but if you don't know how to load it and how to make
Mhm.
sure that it's functioning, it's firing functionally and accurately, then it doesn't really matter. But AI is the greatest tool in the world.
Didn't you mention to me that your wife was suggesting that you talk to AI? Like, what did you say? Go talk to your.
Yeah, go
What did
talk
you
to
say
your
that one time?
go talk to your girlfriend. She gets really jealous. Because, when because I like to think a lot or pretend like I do, I sometimes struggle with like, okay, you got A, B, or C option. Well, then what if it's not that important and it's not that valuable? I would rather just go talk to AI and go, hey, I got A, B, and C. Can you lay out what's good, what's bad, what's ugly, and then just make the decision off of that? Because normally I'd have to sit down with my notes and I'd write out like different columns of why stuff is good, why stuff is bad, what I would do, and then AI just for me makes me such a clear thinker because lay out your ideas, you can figure out what's important to you, and then AI can kind of do the heavy lifting mentally.
So yeah, I'm totally the same way with how I prompt AI. Like, I mean, from a contractor perspective, I think like, even we talk about this on our group calls, when you have your clients like that are in construction, like what is the level of expectation that you have on them? Like, you have all these tools and resources, but what does your process look like? Like you talked about building websites for people. Like what exactly does Stronghold do for their clients?
So we do lead capture. So we don't just do marketing. What we do is we find, so a perfect example is we all, or at least we used to work for Google. With AI and the things that are coming, maybe that might be a little different, but for the last 20 years, we all worked for Google. So when somebody types in, I need a toilet replacement, what Google is doing is it's basically figuring out, scanning your website, scanning your reviews, scanning the backlinks that people talked about you on Reddit, and it's trying to formulate, when somebody types in, I need a toilet replacement, who is going to be the best person for me to send, right? So if Google, when you typed in, I need a toilet replacement, if that person that you called wasn't actually able to do it, you're always going to be upset, right? So Google's been made an entire business of being able to capture the search, such as needing a toilet replacement. So we come in and we just make sure that you're the best choice, right? So maybe you don't have enough reviews. Maybe your website's just not converting correctly. So maybe your website just doesn't actually even talk about the services that you're offering. Maybe it's a marketing
Mhm.
thing. Maybe you have the best website in the world. You have the best backlinks. You got good social media, but there's nobody actually getting driven to your website. So it usually falls into three buckets. One of them being marketing. So should you start paying for ads, which normally usually isn't the best place to start, where most people want to start,
Yeah.
because if you're a contractor, there's no work for you, right? If you're paying me to just run Google ads, you don't have to do anything. So most contractors and people that own businesses lean towards that. And sadly, if you're not picking up your phone in the first 5 minutes, if you're not calling them back, if you're not sending the quotes in a decent time, there's all these steps that make you feel like you're talking with a quality business. So we make sure when we step in, we go, hey, okay, so are you calling customers back in 5 minutes? If you're not, why? Okay, well, let's set up a phone system for you. Are you emailing customers in the first 5 minutes? No. Okay, why? Well, let's figure out an email
Yeah.
system to you. And then we just go down the line and we figure out what is going to make sure that when a customer reaches out to you, a customer contacts you, a customer needs something from you, you're ready and available and you have the access to information that they're looking for.
So you help them basically, break down all those natural steps that occur with operating a business and just make sure that they're running efficiently so that, organically they're successful, or even just with the SEO options that exist, just to make sure that they can manage the flow of a customer.
Mm-hmm.
And then once they've got that kind of, out of the way, then incorporating paid ads probably becomes a little bit more valuable, because otherwise putting paid ads in dead spaces, is probably a waste of money. And dude, so many people are always looking for the quick win. Like, so many people are just looking for the simple fix. I have so many people that reach out to me even for coaching, and they're like, yeah, can I get like 1 or 2 calls? Like, dude, no, it's not going to work. Like, that's not going to do shit, and there's no easy button in this industry. Like, construction's hard, business is hard, everything's hard. The only thing that makes it easier is when you get direction or you get support from people that have done what you're trying to do and they have a better fundamental outcome, And so, how long in the marketing industry? For 11 years, you said?
Yeah, I did. So I owned a e-commerce brand forever and a day.
Okay.
My wife and I, we had a company for 7+ years. And what we did is we sold products online. So every morning we had a little warehouse going on. People would place orders. We'd stick the products in the package. We'd wrap up the package, we'd ship it off to the people. E-commerce is nice. Again, if you dial in your marketing, you dial in your website, you dial in your pictures, you dial in your customer communication, all you got to do is put something in a box and make sure it gets there in an efficient manner. And people know where it is, tracking, very important. But now with AI, like, most of the same questions I had to answer 80,000 times, now you just set up an AI chatbot and it does all that for you. It's done.
Mm-hmm.
These problems that were super annoying are all solved now.
Yeah. What did you guys sell?
So we sold CBD oil for dogs.
Oh, nice.
Yes, and it was very profitable and absolutely fantastic. The sad reality was the Canadian government didn't want to allow us to continue because they wanted to be able to only have veterinarians prescribe it. We didn't want to end up being a criminal. That's not who I am and who I want to be. So we were making crazy money. It was an amazing business, but because it just didn't make sense, the laws changed. We didn't want to break any rules. So
what a mess. When you talk about CBD oil and dogs, I mean, I don't really know anything about CBD oil, and it's a conversation for another time, so to speak. But crazy part is so obviously we're into animals, because there's no reason why you'd get into CBD oil. So this past weekend, dude, my girlfriend's got a miniature Yorkie. It's like she had this miniature Yorkie. Thing weighs like 1.5 pounds. It's fucking tiny. 12 years old. The dog's getting kind of like a little bit weird and like a little bit slow and not moving around and kind of old. And so we're freaking out a little bit. Like, is it a liver problem? Is it a brain problem? Like, what is going on? And then she shows a little bit of light, eats a little bit, kind of comes back, but still just not finally there. Right. And so Friday night, we're like, fuck it. We got to take her in. Like, she's not eating anything. She's walking into walls. Like, something massive is going on.
Mm-hmm.
And so I've always been like, and I don't know what your feedback is on this, and we're going down a bit of a rabbit hole, which is fine, but like, I've never had dog insurance. Like, I'm always a big insurance guy, never had dog insurance. But she's been paying this dog insurance for the longest time. So I'm thinking, man, we're gonna have to put her dog down. And like, my girlfriend's got a lot going on. Like, she's in the midst of selling her business, and there's just so many different things going on that like pressure of the world, and she's got all these clients and all these partnerships. And so you got life all the time pressuring down on you. But then your pets are like these special people that are like family, and their sicknesses come without notice. It's just like bam. And so that's kind of what happened this past weekend. Bam. We're like, fuck, we're gonna have to put her down. We're gonna have to put her down Friday. So we go in with that thinking. I'm telling her, you better say your like final goodbyes. She's like, are you serious? Like, right now, today? Not right now, today. Like, too much stuff is going on. Right. And I'm thinking, well, you've got this pet insurance. I mean, I don't know what that looks like. I don't know what this thing is about. It's called Trepanion. I don't know if you've ever heard of this. And so her dog needed an emergency, like it needed her girl parts removed. All of them. Major surgery at 12.
At 11.
Yeah, 11 or 12. Yeah, needed major, like, and the thing is like literally 1.5 pounds. So her like girl parts are only like, a couple grams, but it's
Yeah,
still major surgery. How much do you think it is?
yeah,
10
yeah.
grand.
Yeah,
10 grand. And I'm just like, fuck. 10
yeah.
grand. You got to save your dog. And I was like, what's this insurance look like? Dude, they paid for 90% of it.
Wow, that's
90%. So I was like, I would do the surgery. This is a no-brainer. Do the surgery. Get
yeah.
another month or two with your dog. So time goes by, it's a couple days now. Dog's running around normal. It's just like you got another life out of this dog all of a sudden. And anyway, the reason I was bringing up the dog thing was just like, these special people are so unique. And, the CBD oil probably really, helps animals that are going through it, so to speak, and maybe struggling with some pain. And actually her dog is still dealing with some teeth pain. So maybe there's a CBD oil for that. But no, dude, I kind of down a rabbit hole there, but just crazy story. So I immediately called about my dog. I was like, how much is this freaking insurance for my dog? Like if that ever happened to me, I would feel horrific. Like,
Mhm.
I mean, these animals are priceless sometimes, but I mean, that bear of, spending 10 grand on a last minute surgery just kind of would catch anyone off guard, So Trepania, you got a free shout out there. And
Yeah,
I'm locking in
I was just gonna
$50 a
say
month,
they covered 90%. I'm gonna go look these guys up
90%.
after. Yeah,
Trepania. Yeah, 90%, dude. For my dog, it's only, I think, 50 to $70 a month. That's not bad.
no, and that's not they don't cover everything. Being in the industry for as long as I did, talking to a
Yeah,
lot of
no, they don't cover everything.
yeah,
90% of that situation
yeah,
was covered.
but
So it was
still,
wild.
and to get like when it rains, it pours. I'm
Yeah.
sure with everything that your girlfriend's going through, to stack that on top of it, on top of not only monetary but also the emotional side of it, to be able to. I mean, 90%. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, and I'll give you a little more context. Friday, the stuff's going down. Saturday, we're meeting with the new owners that are taking over her business in the morning.
Lord.
Like there was no sleep because the surgery took place at like 2 a.m. We were waiting for a call, like whether or not this little tiny creature could survive the night. And we didn't get a call. We got a great call, later in the day. And it was just like, what a crazy
She's sleeping
turn of
all
events.
good now. And
Yeah, she's fine. She's
you guys
so
can come
good.
visit soon.
Yeah. It's just so fucking crazy, man. What a roller coaster of emotions that we just kind of went through there. But and that's what business is like too. Like business is very similar to that. And the crazy part is like these insurances live and exist. And I guess now we gotta find a way to loop that back into what we're talking about here with the business. You're in a roundabout way insurance policy for a lot of construction business. I'm an insurance policy for a lot of construction businesses.
100%.
Those investments are pretty minor. Like if we wouldn't have had that insurance, her dog would not be with us right now. And Saturday would have looked a lot fucking different. We would have probably had a very hard day and a very hard week. And it could have jeopardized everything that's past, happened from there on. Just that one subtle thing, just that one subtle decision. And I even looked at her. I was like, this is crazy. Why do you have dog insurance? You know how much money you've spent on this dog insurance? And she's like, yeah, but I was going to cancel it. I was like, after a couple days later, I was like, oh, thank goodness you didn't cancel the fucking insurance because, man.
She's like, I told you. I warned you.
No,
bud.
she didn't. No, she didn't. She didn't say that. But it's the same thing, man. Like, how many people do you have to? I mean, I feel like I have to. I don't beg. I'll never beg for people to work with me. Like, I want people that want to work with me. But like, when you're talking to a client that's in construction and you explain to them, what your services are and like what they cost, like, what's the percentage of people that are like, okay, cool, yeah, here, take my money. Hey, we've got an ad here. Make sure to pay attention. What's up, guys? Are you a contractor or business owner looking to take things to the next level? Well, I've got something for you. The Elite Builder Society is a community that helps contractors grow and scale. For $49 a month, you can have access to 20 group coaching calls. Look, you're probably wondering, how am I going to show up to 20 calls, Brandon? That's a lot. And yeah, it is a lot for $49 a month. But every call is recorded so you can watch it at your leisure. But you get the best experience when you're live on the call with us. Okay, at the end of every webinar, there will be a Q&A where you can ask the industry expert questions that you can implement into your business. Look, if you're ready to take things to the next level for $49 a month, go to ebsworks.com and register today. I look forward to seeing you inside the community.
This is a good example. So bringing up the dog. So people always take better care of their animals and their family than they do themselves.
Yeah.
So they also only take better care of other people's businesses than they do themselves. So if you stepped into your buddy's plumbing company, you could tell him exactly what he's doing wrong. But then if you look at the mirror, you realize like, oh no, I just gave him advice that I'm not even following. So we walk into a business and I would say I can read the room now. I can tell instantly like, is this guy even willing to make this step? Because to start the marketing process, because a lot of the time it's like, nah man, we're good, we're busy. It's like, yeah, okay, you're busy now. But wait till Christmas time comes, and like right now it's a golden age for tradespeople. Like if you can fog a mirror, you can bid a job. It's no question. But eventually,
who gave you that saying?
I don't know, probably my grandpa. If you can breathe, if you can fog a mirror, then you're gonna get a job, right? That was back in 2008 when I started. It was like hiring guys. We couldn't find anybody, and like my boss would be like, "Hey, if they can fog a mirror." I think this is where I got it. If you can fog a mirror, bring them in. We'll hire them in a second. We just need bodies right now.
Yeah.
But I can instantly tell there's a lot of people that it's scary for me to come in and say, hey, like you've only been getting phone calls for the last 25 years of running your business. Like it was word of mouth or initially it was Yellow Pages or whatever it might be. But you talk to Fred and you're like, Fred, you need a website. Fred's like, no, I don't want to answer emails. I don't want to have to deal with contact forms. I don't want to, I'm comfortable with just like people calling me and saying, hey, is your name Fred? Do you do hardwood flooring? So I can read the room. So I'd say probably about 5% of
5%
people
move forward.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Fuck. That's crazy. That's that's the stat that, I mean, oh man, this is so frustrating. If you're listening to this right now, you're a contractor and you've stood one of us up. Okay. Either me or him, we can't stand you because like ultimately like the failure rate in this industry is wild. I pulled some data on Alberta. Okay. I think 5,000 people. I pulled 5,000 businesses in less than a 5-year span. How many of them do you think went out of business?
So I don't know, probably 70%.
60%. 60%. Their numbers didn't work. Their emails were done. 60% done.
Yeah.
And so like now when you think about like the pool of people starting a business, you got this cool idea. You worked for Bob and you're like, hey, Bob sucks at running a business. I'm going to start my own business. And then you go on your own. You know what I mean? You go on your own and you fucking like, wow, I suck at running a business. And then you meet Brandon or Aaron and you're like, huh, what are these dumbasses doing trying to sell me something? I don't want to buy anything that helps me run my business better. And then a year goes by and you're done.
Yep.
You know?
Yeah. Well, and you and I, I'm sure would be guilty of it, right? You and I would have got phone calls.
Guilty.
Hey man, I can help you right now. And I'm like, nah, I don't need the help. But like at the end of the day, if I thought back, I'm like, oh, I did need that help. Like I should have talked.
Yeah, 100%. And I have changed the way I approach people, which is annoying. Like I right now I give undeniable value. Like you get on a call with me, I'm going to tell you like 3 or 4 things that'll change your life, and I'll do it for free in that moment. And some people aren't even willing to do that, which is fucking crazy. You can give them like 3 or 4 pieces of free advice, and they're still just like, I don't want it. I want to fail. What did you say? 6%? 6% of contractors proceed.
It's 5%. Yeah. 5 to 6%.
What's the service? Like, do you have different offer values for your service? Like, what does that look like?
Back in the day, we did like $1,000 for social media and then $1,000 to run your Google ads. But right now it's a pure demand capture. So we come in and it's kind of a full circle thing. So here's a perfect example is I'm going to do a hardwood flooring company here pretty quick. So they have a Google presence. They got an Instagram. They haven't posted on Instagram forever. They haven't posted on Google forever. Their website is from like 2017. And then the material on the website isn't up to date. So they do different services that they didn't do before. So we come in first and we just make sure the foundation is money. So a good way to look at it is, say you spent $1,000 in ads and you're getting 100 people to convert on those ads. So you're about $10 a lead. So what we'll do is we'll come in and we'll refine everything so that we can get the conversion value up by maybe 20%. So for that same $1,000, you're getting 120 people now, right? Which drastically drops the cost of ads. So we basically just come in and make sure that the value and the money that you're putting in is actually getting a consistent conversion and actually getting revenue back. So if you pay the typical marketer, say they make you $5,000 and you got to pay them $2,500. Well, what we can do, we can refine the process using things that we've learned over time and AI, and then get it to the point where you don't have to spend as much money to get as many customers. So you get more value. And then if you've been paying for ads for 10 years, if you're saving 20% a month, that stacks
compounds
over time. Like
Yeah.
huge. And that's where
Right.
we focus, because that's where we know we can win. You know, anybody can run Google ads, but to go in and to target the postal codes that are being there, the keywords, the search results, running that based on your website, figuring out where people are clicking, what buttons
Yeah.
they're hitting, and that all just creates a recipe to make sure that when people pay for the ads, you're actually getting customers.
No, I love that. I'm gonna share some shit here on this call.
Please.
So my buddy owns a print company. Does like a mail facility, and I'm gonna be talking to him later about this. And I mean, years ago, I would be like afraid to talk about like ideas, you know, because I would be like, oh, all these people are like literally standing in line to take your fucking idea away from you, you know. So I was always like, oh, don't say it, don't say it, don't say it. Nobody's out there to take anything because nobody's willing to do the fucking work anyway. But I'm gonna share some insight with you. I just want to bounce ideas off of it. So I love what you're doing, where you're capturing all these different connected elements. And we have this strategy that I do with a couple like franchises, like people that I coach, and I call it parachuting. And so parachuting means when you land into a neighborhood. So let's say you're existing, you're working in this neighborhood, or you're not. So parachuting means you're not working in a neighborhood, but you know you want to work in a neighborhood, right? You're like, I want to work in that neighborhood. So what you do is you basically parachute into that neighborhood, run a local ad in that space, 10 to 15 mile radius, and you stand by a landmark and you say, we're just working down the street, even though you might not be working down the street. We're just working down the street. We're just hanging out here having a coffee. You guys want to talk to us about, you know, whatever your project is, just give us a follow, and then run through a sell by chat kind of strategy in the DMs, which is really good. And then that gets you in that neighborhood. So just take whatever fucking job you can, get in the neighborhood, you throw a yard sign in, and then this is what I'm curious about your thoughts are. AI is a great tool, but some people still like to get mail. Some people like to get personalized mail, and I don't think mail's dead. I think that mail's changing, and I think that it's going to come back in a different way. And so this is what I'm excited to talk to my buddy about, is like, what if you ran these ads, these campaigns under a parachute mindset? Because you can direct mail addresses, right? And you can directly target addresses. So let's just say hypothetically that a contractor gives you an address on a house that they're working at, and you say, I want to parachute in, and you hit a 50 or like maybe like 2-kilometer radius around that house. Send out a letter. Hey, my name is blah, blah, blah. We're just working down the street. I just wanted to quickly touch base with you. Let you know that I know that construction can be, you know, super intrusive. I'm not trying to sell you anything. I just wanted to leave my contact information in the event that, you know, we were disturbing the neighborhood, or if you had any questions about our services, just to reach out. And what it does, it triggers this like weird psychological, like, what the fuck? It just literally sent me like a personalized letter. That's kind of weird, right? And it's worked. Like, it works so good for so many different people. What we usually talk about is like when you're working on somebody's home, you put the yard sign out and then you go 10 to 20 doors, hand them a letter or put a letter in the mailbox, similar thing. But I'm thinking about doing it on a larger scale, where let's say that you're, you know, a plumbing company and you have 20 different locations. You just send the 20 locations to this fulfillment company, and they just dispatched out these letters, you know, to these areas. It's just like little canvas drops basically parachuted right into the neighborhood. I think that might be like something that you might be able to digitize a little bit, where you could encourage, you know, I don't know what the cost is on any of this. I still got to work through some of that stuff to figure it out, because right now it's just being done manually and it's very effective. But finding a way to like digitize it a little bit and really capitalize on it, because like a plumbing and HVAC company, I mean, they're going to have like, you know, how many service calls per day? They're going to be in like 30 different places, you know, potentially per day. It depends on the size of the company. That's a lot of little areas that you've parachuted into every day. Can you imagine talking to all those people in the neighborhood? They see your truck driving around for a couple days, you know, and it triggers this connection. You're running a local ad in the neighborhood. Maybe you can target a little bit more with those postal codes like you talked about. You can change up the messaging a little bit and just make it really triggered around this whole, you know, aura that I'm in your space. And I'm sorry, if you need anything, give me a call. You know?
Yeah, by the way.
Yeah, by the way, if you need anything, give me a call. What's up, guys? I hope you're enjoying this episode of the On-Site Podcast. So here's the deal. We want to grow this show, and we need your help. It's simple. Pay the tax, share the show. That's it. Let's get back into it. I wonder if that's not something that could be added in, because like you probably don't do a lot of mail, like probably not any, do you?
No, a little bit. So we'll do like postcards and things like that. One thing, and I love this guy to death. I've been working with him for 4 years, but he likes to make fun of me because he pays me a bunch of money. But he blows me out of the water every year with his marketing. So he literally just has 600 clients with Christmas cards, and he custom writes Christmas cards and just, hey, how's it going? Really appreciate your business. And he can kind of track it. You can kind of see where the referrals are coming from, but he blows me out of the water. So he spends maybe, I think it costs him $1,500 to send out 1,600 or 600 Christmas cards. And the amount of money that comes back in January and February blows me out of the water. It's, if you could do anything in your business right now, it's just like you said, Brandon, it's just have a list of human beings that you've worked with and just finding a way to add that personal touch. Or like if you're in the area, like you're saying, the best thing you can say to get a customer is, hey, we're doing work on your neighbor's house. You know, the old, hey, we're washing your neighbor's windows. Would you like us to wash yours? Because it does two things. Well, okay, my neighbor's already trusted you, so I'm not going to ask you 20 questions. And oh crap, my neighbor's going to have cleaner windows than I do. It's a double-edged sword. So I think you're so right. There's going to be two kinds of marketing in this world: the 2070 marketing, and then the 1970 marketing. The sending the letters, the reaching out, the door knocking. Hey, we're in your neighborhood. Like you said, on average, it takes about, people need to see your brand 5 times before they'll make a purchase. That's been studied over and over and over. So if you have a yard sign and then they look at your yard sign and then you're coming the next day to do the work and you come over and knock on their door, and then all of a sudden they go to Facebook and they see your ad there for, you know, cleaning out gutters or whatever it might be. Well, that's 3. Then the next time somebody calls or you send an email or whatever it might be, then that's it. You got them as a customer. So yeah, you couldn't be right. A collection, you couldn't be more right, is a collection of the 1970s and the 2070.
Yeah.
And just,
bring them together. Do you think that, and this is a little bit out there too, but I'm just curious, like, I mean, you're a techie guy. I know this, because don't call yourself minus. You're pretty plus on the techie side. We're all weird, dude.
Because I can talk to people, and I like played a lot of sports. I can like take engines apart, put it back together. Like usually those tech and that thing doesn't
okay, I see
match,
I see where you're going. I see where you're going. That's funny. Well, I mean, so this software that I'm talking about, this parachute thing, is that you could probably build that for him. I think that might be, you probably have too many things on your plate right now, but I'm going to talk to him about it anyway and just see if he's interested, if he has the capability of capturing those direct like addresses. Like if somebody said, I'm working right here, I want to mail all the houses around that, you know, that one house. If he's like, oh yeah, we can do that easily.
Yeah. Easy.
And he has access to some pretty intelligent equipment that captures addresses and postal codes and all that kind of stuff and information directly on those people in those neighborhoods. So, you know, owning a mail house and whatnot, I think that would be a great product that I would put on a lot of different people that I work with right now. Just imagine that you just every day, you got your list of jobs that you're going to be doing. You send your list of jobs to your parachute company. They get it. 3 or 4 days later, the letter gets mailed out. Boom, bada bing. You're on site, driving around. These letters are dropping into the mailboxes of all the neighbors, and they come out their door, and they're just like, everyone's looking at the letter, looking at the truck. How did this all happen so quickly? You know, and boom, now you got another 300 clients. Anyway, I just gave you free advice, and probably nobody will fucking do it. Nobody will do it because everyone's too lazy. It's the worst part of this industry, honestly, man. It's like you could give somebody a golden opportunity, and it just it's hard. It's uncomfortable. It's a lot of work, and then nobody will do it. You know, nobody will do it.
Well, it's hard, man. Like
that's not hard. It's not hard. It's an excuse.
I'm sure. Well, okay, so I know exactly.
It is hard.
You see it from a different angle, but like I think it's uncomfortable for a lot of people, right? It's like, well, who do I call to even start this, like sending cards out, or we're like, oh man, and then he's gonna be like, how do I design a card? Like, oh, I got to use Canva. This is kind of strange, or
I mean, I gotta pay.
Like,
gotta pay someone.
Yeah, that's another thing, right? Yeah.
What do you mean you don't do it for free? You don't just do this shit for free? Like, Aaron, you don't just work for free, don't you? You just have all these tools and resources to help people, you know, increase their leads. Because when we were talking, I remember you were talking about like your client's close ratio is like wild in some cases.
Yeah. No, like we have nutty conversion rate. Like,
yeah. Tell us a little bit about that. Yeah, dig into that.
Well, I got a unique background that nobody else has, right? So I did e-commerce forever. When we started it, I was I was doing plumbing, started as a side company that slowly was plumbing all night, doing deliveries, or plumbing all day, doing deliveries at night. And then because it was a CBD business, we couldn't get much financing and things like that. So I had to learn how to do SEO. I've never built a website in my life. I had to learn how to do websites. I had to learn how to do all this stuff. And through having to do it for my business, I learned the back end of everything. And then because I had at least a knowledge base for it, we were able to just instantly jump into marketing. So not only am I, unfortunately, the sad reality is a lot of marketers that are calling you have never ran a business, have never felt the stress of having to make payroll, or have never felt the stress of like having things on back order and you promised that the client that it would be done by Wednesday, but now because they didn't tell you anything was on back order, now you got to sit there and have that tough conversation. Now the drywallers are behind because of you, or this is behind because of you. So me doing all the facets of the e-commerce and actually working for a living allowed me to jump into a marketing side of things and see business for what it truly is. So you pay for a marketing company and they're like, hey, we're getting you 20,000 clicks. And it's like, great. But your website's not nice looking and you're paying $4 a click, then if you're not converting, you're just paying the marketer to absolutely do nothing. The marketer should know I will not do marketing for somebody that doesn't have a nice website. Because if you're paying for ads and you don't have a good website or a good way to show people what you do, it doesn't always have to be a website. Then what's the point of paying for the marketing? And then, oh wait, okay, we're getting customers, but then how do you retain customers? So we do two things. We get customers to the business, and then we retain customers through things like email marketing, text messages, cards sent out, or just doing the best job possible. You can do a job and get paid, or you can do a job where people talk about you. Man, they came to my house, they had the estimate to me in literally 2 minutes before they got in their truck and started the car. It was there. And then when they said they were going to be there, the day they said they were going to start, they were there. They polyed off my living room. They even asked if, they were going for coffee. They asked if I wanted a coffee. It was the most amazing experience I've ever had. That's what we focus on. So our conversion is so good because we know what customers want. And we just make sure that we get the fundamentals down. You can do fancy stuff in business, but for the last 100 years, business hasn't changed. You get people in your door to your shop. You make sure that you have the products that they want, and then you make sure they leave with a smile. We just do it through online now.
When you say that, we came from the industry, I think that's one of the differentiators in the space. There are so many people online that do this, the online support for contractors. I've come across so many people that are coaches, so many people that are marketers. I will get you 500 leads, yada, yada, yada.
Yeah.
Man, they don't understand the hardness of the business, like you and I we've experienced the hardness of the business. We've experienced the struggles. I can relate wherever somebody's at. I can hear them where they're at, and they're in just their voice, in their tone, like where they're maybe defeated, maybe imposter syndrome has come in. Maybe they just don't know what the fucking next move is. And I've been there with so many of them, and that's why I can relate with so many. And there are just all these other people that are business majors and all this kind of stuff. I mean, entering into the space, there are for sure some skills and abilities that some of these people possess that probably you and I don't. But I promise you, the majority of the most important elements, which is relatability to a contractor's current circumstances, is just like, it's undeniable the value in being relatable with somebody that's experiencing shit. When you've been eating shit for months on end, and somebody's asking, like literally, like just losing all the time. Like one of the guys that I work with is Tom. He's in the community. You'll see him all the time, post wins all the time, and spends a ton of money on Google ads. He's doing all the things that we talk about, but he's converting like 6 to 10 leads almost per day. And it's only because he's implementing these systems that, we've worked on. And there are just so many people that are afraid to dive in, with a company like you or I, and they want this outcome, but they don't want to necessarily do the things in the moment. They're like, I want that, but I also don't want to pay you for what it is that you do. And so I think that stigma is going to change, because I think that they're going to pay for the guy that's got the major, the business, whatever. I mean, they're going to experience this guy, and those people are unfortunately making a bad name for everyone else in the space. Those people are taking people's money and not delivering any kind of result. Promising a bunch of shit that they can't actually fulfill. And so, if you're listening to this, if you're a contractor, work with somebody that's been in construction, like legitly working, that's been in construction. You don't need to work with me. You don't need to work with Aaron, but I encourage it. Like, I think it's a great, I think it's a great investment to, have a conversation with either of us about your business, just so you can kind of get a better sense of where things could be. Aaron, dude, we could probably talk for hours on end about business and marketing and all the different things, but I want to make sure that we give you the right plug. So if anybody wants to reach out to you to connect with you about doing business together,
Yep.
working with Stronghold Marketing, where would they find you?
So strongholdmarketing.ca would be the best
Okay.
option. Also Instagram, stronghold.ai. And just reach out. I love talking with trades guys, because I come from the construction industry. I like to have those conversations every once in a while and hear that gruffness in the voice. Most people I talk to all day doesn't have it. So give me a call, ask me any questions. I would love to help out. So
awesome, dude. Well, that was fun. I remember, when we reconnected there, you sent me those, I don't know if that was like a trick that you did, but he sent me these, and I don't have them right now with me. But he sent me two songs. Like, he just made an AI song. He's like, "Oh, Brandon is a coach," and yada yada yada. I was just like, "This is fucking great." Like, I was vibing with it. I really liked it, and it brought me in. I really liked it, and I've always loved our conversations. We got some really big things working on together, and excited to discuss that in the future too. But anybody that's looking for marketing, okay, specifically with construction, Aaron with Stronghold Marketing's got your back. He can help you with literally everything from front to back, and he also understands the industry, so that's a benefit. And if you're a plumber, he probably knows a little bit about your shit too.
Oh yeah,
shit runs downhill. Is that's correct? It doesn't run
well,
uphill.
and don't eat the last bite of your sandwich.
Why?
Because you're a plumber.
Because
your hands, right? If you
because your hands.
Just don't move your hand once and eat around your hand, and then that's what plumbers do. Throw it away. Then you don't got to worry about the poop, right?
Oh, that's funny, man. That's hilarious. Cool, man. Well, it's a great conversation. I appreciate you.
Thank you for having me.
Looking forward to continuing the conversation, talking about some more things in the future. We've got you presenting in the community. You're a part of our AI group. You're doing all the things. I feel like Aaron's like literally, a brother, so to speak, right now, and
dude.
Excited to continue to build the relationship. I appreciate everyone that's following this. Make sure to share the show, okay? Talk about this all the time. Share the fucking show. That is all. Appreciate you, Aaron. Anything else you want to share with the listeners today?
Nope. Just check out Brandon's community. Read the reviews. That's all you got to do.
Awesome, man. Well, I appreciate you. Thank you so much.
Cheers, man.
All right, that concludes this episode of the On-Site Podcast. Remember, if you enjoyed this episode, please pay the tax, share the show. Guys, if you want to be a part of the Elite Builder Society, all you got to do is pay $49 a month. That's it. $49 a month. You get 20 group coaching calls every month. Okay? Go to ebsworks.com and register today. If you enjoyed the show, please pay the tax and share the show.